A traditional sip of coffee, lunchtime, coffee, in the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio enclosure, headquarters. I know you're saying to yourself, Raphie, how's about a song to kick things off? And I'm thinking, no, you don't want a song from Raphie on a Saturday, surely. And you're like, Raphie, yeah, please, Raphie, please give us a song to kick us off, Raphie. Come on, Raphie, don't be like this. It's not like you to be selfish. Give us a song, Raphie. And I'm like, you really need a song? Yeah, yeah. Raphie, we really need a song. We really, we really need a song, Raphie. Come on. Come on, don't be like this, Raphie. Give us a song to start us off. Start off our Saturday lunchtime right. Give us a song, Raphie. And I'm like, are you sure about this? You sure you want a song? You sure you want a bit of a song to make the thing official? You're like, yeah, give us a song, Raphie. Please, please, Raph. Please, give us a song. And I'm like, okay. If you want a little bit of a song to start things off officially, then I would have to select. I'd have to say, okay, let's pull one up. Blue gray skies, boom, boom, drifting away, boom, 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 boom. Nothing but blue skies from now on. Gray skies, boom, boom, drifting away, boom, 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 boom. Nothing but blue skies from now on. Okay, and that's all you're getting. If you want more, you gotta buy the CD. Okay. If you want more of Raphie singing a sing song, you got to buy the CD. Okay, so where are we? Let's make this thing extra official by getting the music on. Getting the music on. Yeah? Listen out, watch out for the CD. Raphie going a cappella. Raphie going a cappella. Watch out for the CD. It will be available on iTunes, Woolworths, WH Smiths, and all major retailers. Okay? So Raphie goes a cappella. Raphie goes a cappella in the rain. Okay? Something like that. We haven't finalized the hold on, what's this here? What's popped up? Get out of here. Get out of here. What's this here? Let's pick the tune. Let's pick the tune. What tune we going with? What tune we going with? No, I think I'm gonna go old school. I'm gonna go old school. Where's that tune I used to use? With the Latin beats. Where's the tune with the Latin? Oh, there it is. Okay. So last time, how many people are watching? Okay. Just starting off, just cranking up the engine. Okay. Last time, good morning, Rue 504. Okay. What am I seeing on my YouTube thing? Okay. That's me. That's fine. So last time I did a live. I could not hear the music. I could not hear the music. Anybody who knows me. Now, first of all, first and foremost, this is a boxing talk today. And first and foremost, I must say thank you very much to my whole monitors extraordinaire performing extraordinary feats previously unknown to man. Incredible feats. Another time, another sip of the coffee. It's not as milky as I normally like it of a morning or afternoon, but I've run out of powdered milk. Disgraceful. Well, not totally. I had just enough to make it milky-ish. So once again, first and foremost, salute to my whole monitors extraordinaire performing extraordinary feats previously unseen by man. However, guys, could you just tell me in the future when you can't hear the music? You know Raphie does everything to music. almost everything to music. Feminine Angry Dwarf in the building. Smash that like button on your way in. Ped Meister, the Ped Meister in the building. Hitting you all with a surprise one. You know, faking to the right, faking to the left, catch you with the right. Hitting you with a surprise one. Everybody likes surprises, surely. Smash your like button on the way in. Now, as I was saying before, salute to my hall monitors extraordinaire, performing extraordinary feats. However, guys, please, the last live, you guys could not hear the music. As I was just saying to those who were in here, for anybody who missed it, I do almost everything to music. So if you guys can't hear the music, it's not that I'm not playing it. I'm always playing music. So if you guys can't hear the music, and this podcast of mine that I have created alongside you guys, it is intended to be accompanied by music. It is intended to be accompanied by music. So if you can't hear the music, he's got a good job, that Kovalev lad. Red glove militant in the building. So as I was saying before, extraordinary feats of extraordinarily inhuman feats being performed by the hall monitors. But guys, the last live, I was playing music. I was enjoying the music, but you guys could not hear the music. I only found that out on the playback. If you guys cannot hear the music, please tell me you can't hear the music, because this live, you are hear music. Okay, that's good. That's excellente. On a scale of 1 to 10, how loud is the music that you can hear right now? I'm getting back to my original point. The last live I did, you guys could not hear the music. I was extremely disappointed when I played it back and to realize that you guys was only getting 75% of the experience. The other 25% of the experience is the music. So you missed out on 25% of the blessing. So guys, whenever you can't hear the music, if ever I start a live and you cannot hear the music, please tell me that you cannot hear the music, because that means that you're missing out on 25% of the experience. I got the 100%, you only got 75%, and I hate to feel that you're missing out on the full blessing. So for future reference, please. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so I've put it up a little bit. I've put the music up a little bit because I don't want you guys to miss out. Okay. I don't want you guys to miss out, so it's gone up a little bit. Tell me if you can hear the music right now. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Another sip. Okay. Perfect. Mundo. So today it's going to be a quick one because we are intending to come back with, the live fight accompaniment to the Campbell, or rather should I say Lomachenko v. Campbell card tonight. So this one, we're here for a good time, not a long time. It's a tad low still, right? I need to adjust my settings, which I'm not going to do now. I'm just going to have a quick look. Where's it coming through? Internal speakers. Okay. All right. Let me just crank this baby up. A little bit. Okay. So hopefully it's gone up. It's quiet here, but that may, okay. 2 people have said it's a bit quiet. Okay, so I've cranked it up a little bit, little bit. Cranked it up a little bit. Let me move this down a little bit. Okay, so maybe it should be okay. I'm gonna leave it at that level, and when I hear the playback, I'll know. Okay, guys, it's boxing talk today. Okay, so we're gonna get straight into it. Yeah, I thought so. I moved the mic down as well. I was watching a different podcast over in the USA the other night, and this thing can be finicky. Getting the settings right can be finicky. Let me just adjust this. Getting the sound levels, etc., right. It can be finicky. They were having problems getting, matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, what am I thinking? How rude of me. All right, close that, boom, boom, boom. How rude of me. There we go. Enter. There is a, what's happening here? There is a link in case anyone wishes to join. There is the link in the chat now in case anyone wishes to join. As you know, here on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, I always like to keep the basic fundamentals. We're talking about the fundamentals. We're talking about the jab. We've been talking about the jab this week, the fundamentals. We've been talking about the fundamentals of keeping your hands up to protect your cranium in the boxing ring. And likewise, when you're live streaming, there are certain basic fundamentals that one has to observe. One of the fundamentals that I do not want to get away from is the ability to do a live stream solo dolo. 100%. Hits the nail on the head. Like, comment, subscribe, and feel free to help support the channel with a donation. And let's not forget. Oh, damn. I think I forgot myself. Asking you guys not to forget, but yeah, I forgot. Let's not forget the where is it? Let me put it in the chat. Let me put this donation link, copy and paste. Let me put that in the chat. There's the donation link now in the chat. And where else? What else do I need to do? I also need to put the Twitter link in the chat also. How rude of me. Where's the Twitter link? There it is. Copy and paste that into the chat. 100%. Boom. So now you've got the donation link, the donation button link, and the Twitter link. They're both in the chat. And we also have a link for anyone wishing to join on this impromptu lunchtime boxing talk with Raphie. Okay, we warm it in. People are coming in. Moderators, feel free to copy those links and paste them randomly. That's the Twitter link and the, and the donation link. What can I see here? What's missing? I see the Twitter link. Oh, yeah. Where is that? StreamYard link. But I don't see the donation link. How is that? Let me correct that. As we speak. All right. Take care of business. Taking care of business as we go. Paste that in. Boom. Boom. Okay. Everything is in order. And I think we are ready to go. We are ready to go. We put this link in one more time. Put this link in one more time. All right, so there's the link. Where is it? Boom. There is the link. Okay, so we got multiple links in there. Take your pick. Subscribe to Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Hit the donation button for a one-click PayPal donation. And also, we have the link to jump in on the chat. Red Glove Militant says he'll jump in if he can. Bad storm coming his way. So trying to get the doomsday supplies. Certainly, there's the link, my friend. By all means, come in and jump in. And for anyone new to this thing, let me get the mic a little bit closer. Okay. For anyone new to this thing, you are in tune to Live Boxing Talk with Raphie. What have I called it? Is that what I've called it? Lunchtime Boxing Talk with Raphie. Talking boxing on a lunchtime here in the UK. It's lunchtime over here. Well, it's late lunch now. Help grow the channel. Lunchtime over here. It's breakfast time over in the US of A. Lunchtime, late lunch in Europe. Okay. I think we've taken care of all the housekeeping. And now we are ready to commence with the boxing talk. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Pom 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 pom. And actually, one more thing I'd like to say. Feel free to share any of these videos on your social media platforms. That's one way to grow the channel. Oh, and I hasten to add, I must add, it is due to your fellow subscribers why you will be getting the fight accompaniment show. Still haven't found a proper name for that, but for the time being, I'm going with the fight accompaniment show. Shout out to the original donator, Scotty70 from Scotland via Australia and now residing in Thailand. Shout out to Scotty70. Shout out to James Sutherland, another Scot on the list of donators. He's a second. Shout out to the Irishman who donated. And shout out to the Pedmeister, the third Irishman on the list. So 75% Scotland. 25% Ireland. 0 from the England boys. 0. My Welsh boyos. 0. And my USA Nino Browns. 0. Okay, so there's 3. I was going to do a pie chart. I'll get that up later, next time maybe. I'm going to do a pie chart which will show the territories which have not yet the stingiest territories. We're going to be showing the most generous territories and the stingiest territories. We're going to show the territories that are reluctant to dip in. But it was 75% Scotland and 25% Ireland that you have to credit for. You have to credit for the live show tonight because they funded it. They have funded me purchasing the PPV for your delectation and your edification. Your delectation and your edification, 75% due to the Scottish donators and 25% due to the Irishman. So let's get all the ungiving let's get all the ungiving territories giving, because this is a prime example of how the giving territories have enhanced your enjoyment of the channel. Thanks to the givers, you will get a live show tonight. I still got to click a couple of buttons. I've had an email from Sky saying I got to click a couple of buttons, so I've got to click a couple of buttons later just to make sure we can get this thing going tonight. So 75% thanks to Scotland, and 25% due to Ireland. Okay, so remember that the donators that's one clear example of how donators have enhanced your enjoyment of the channel. Very simple example, very simple and real. And that's what I'll be doing going forward. All the live streams will be funded by you, the subscribers. You will be funding them. You want it? Do you want it? Yes. So you will be funding them. I think that's fair. I will be supplying my time free of charge, and you will be buying the pay-per-views if you want them. Very, very simple equation, simple and fair. Simple and fair, undisputably fair. Big up and a good afternoon to Johnny Blaze 33 in the building. Okay, but of course the major way, the number one way of supporting the channel is just to simply click on the live streams and the videos, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button if you have not already done so. Smash the share button and share it on your social media platforms. Share it with a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share it on your Facebooks, all forms of social media. You know, I think I've warmed up sufficiently. I think that's a sufficient warm up. Okay, I've got nobody joining me yet. Okay, and let me cover. Big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to everybody not already in the chat, but will be in the chat. Just make a comment so I know that you're here. When you get in, make a comment so I know that you're here, so we can acknowledge you. Okay. And, you know, one thing with Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio, I always like to say what's on my mind. I always like to share what's on my mind. Okay. As you know, one of the things that I like to do is I have to stick to the basic fundamentals. And one of the basic fundamentals of this streaming thing is you have to have your basics. It's like trying to put up a tent without the what do you call them? Without the supporting rods. It's like trying to put up a tent without the supporting rods. Yeah. One of the basic fundamentals of this live streaming thing is that you have to be able to power the thing and do it solo dolo. One man, one mic, and of course, the sound interface to connect to your computer. But it's one man, one mic. That's your basic fundamentals. If you can't do that, then you can't do ish. Because that's one of the basics. That's the equivalent of the jab in boxing. You got to have a nice jab. Gots to. Okay. I think there's something else I could say before we get into the boxing. Should I say it? There's something else I could say before we get into the boxing. Should I say it? That's a question to the people. John Dealey up in the building. Something else I could say before I get into the boxing talk. Should I say it? That's a question to the people. Yes, yes, yes. Go over to YouTube. Okay, so, okay, I'm going to share it with you. Should I share? Should I share the news which I have received about the channel? Should I share it? That's a question to the people. Okay, I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share it with you. So you remember about 2.5 months ago, speak on it. John Dealey said, speak on it. Is there anybody else who agrees? Speak on it. John Dealey said, speak on it. Okay. I need somebody to agree. I need somebody to agree. Ped says yes. Okay. Yes, the link is in. Have I posted the link? Let me post the link just in case anybody wants to jump on. Okay. I've had 3 yays. That is sufficient. 3 yays is sufficient. That's the link. The link is in the chat. Anybody wants to jump on, John Red Glove Militant or somebody else, please feel free to jump on. I've been asked to speak on it. I've had the triple affirmative. That's what I was looking for. I've had the triple affirmative. Okay. Some of you will recall. Some of you will recall around 2.5 months ago. 2.5 months? Yeah. About 2.5 months ago, we had a very rude fellow join us and tried to tell me that the channel was no good. Well. What a turn up for the books. What a turn up for the books. I've had communication. I've had some communication from recently. I mean, at the time I had communication saying to disregard his foolishness, disregard his foolish talk. But recently, very recently, in the last few days, yes, indeed, jump on when you can. Recently, I've had some communication in the last few days from one of his superiors, one of the rude fellow's superiors, who complimented the channel. And I quote, the channel is popping. The channel is popping. That's from one of the superiors. One of his mentors has come on and told me via private message that the channel is popping. I don't know what that guy is talking about. And having thought about it, because you know Raphie is a guy who's slow to make come to final decisions. Ped says this channel is doing really well. Whoever said that don't know shizzle. Yeah, it's in Boxing Talk with Raphie, episode 32. That was the culprit. That's where the culprit can be found. You know, it did make me think for a second. Is it really no good? But having thought about it at the time, I thought, well, the guy is talking a pile of crapola, a utter pile of crapola. And I've come to the conclusion, you guys probably came to the conclusion first, but I came to the conclusion that that guy was talking from a position of the green-eyed monster, pure and utter jealousy. Pure and utter jealousy. That was the root. I wasn't sure, but I've come to the conclusion that the green-eyed monster, jealousy, was at the root of this guy's angst, this guy's upset, this guy's inner turmoil. The fact that I came on out of the gate, the fact that I came on out of the gate and started firing, and the thing has been popping from this channel has been popping can't say from day one because, people have to know about you first. People have to know about you first. But within a few weeks, this channel has been popping. And it caused this fella from Boxing Talk with Raphie 32. It caused this fella to have inner turmoil. They couldn't be a part of it. Probably had night sweats. That the criticism from this fella came from a place of jealousy. The green-eyed monster consumed him. And that's why he came on here talking utter, complete, and utter crapola. Big up AD in the building. One of the original supporters of the channel. And he says, Raphie, your channel is great. Don't listen to some bad-minded waste man. I couldn't put it better myself. I repeat it, Raphie, your channel is great. Don't listen to some bad-minded waste men. 100%. I'm an analytical guy. So I had to analyze what he was saying. And I've come to the conclusion that the man featured in Boxing Talk with Raphie 32 was consumed and probably still is with the green-eyed monster. Success brings a certain level of hate. Understand that, people. People will talk complete and utter crapola when they see a next man succeed. Success can make some man consumed with the green-eyed monster, jealousy. So how do we deal with those people? Get back in your box, my friend, and crawl back under the rock from whence you came. That's my message. Get back in your box and crawl back under the rock from whence you came. That's my message to you, my friend. You know who you are. You are a jealous individual, and that's a highly unattractive trait. But that is what you are. A green-eyed monster. A jealous individual. And furthermore, release the damn hidden tape. Release the tape that you recorded of me in a private conversation. Release it. Release the damn tape. Yeah? And let's see what's up. That recording of me you made secretly without my knowledge. Release it. Release it. Okay. So that's everything off my chest, everything that I was thinking about pertaining to this thing. And now we get into the boxing. Okay. Right. Let's go. Where do we start? Where do we want to start? Fury v. Povetkin. Okay. So it's interesting. There's another big topic. There's a boxing related topic. I'm going to do a big show on it because it causes controversy in the boxing world. It pertains to this card. It pertains to this card that we're going to talk about right now. Secret recordings, man calling me and then recording the call, 2.5-hour call, secretly. Promised to release the tapes, threatened to release the tape. I said, go ahead. And to this day, we have not. That tape has not seen light of day. Promised to release the tape, 2 hours, 37 minutes to this day. We have not seen it because that tape will prove that I am an honest man and prove that he is a unscrupulous, dishonest man. So release the damn tape. We've been waiting for 2.5 damn months already. Hashtag release the tape. Okay. But anyway, back to the boxing. There's a big topic going on in boxing right now. And that is there is a narrative that if you don't like the smaller weight classes, we got Loma and we got Luke, smaller guys. If you don't like the smaller weight classes, you are not a boxing fan. I'm not going to go too deep into that today because I've compiled a file, a dossier with my findings. I've done some research on the topic, and I've come up with some conclusions and findings. It's going to take time to lay everything out on the table, the findings of my dossier. So I can't do that today, but I will say I have my research has blown that philosophy clean out of the water. That's my opinion. You will listen to my findings. You will listen to my findings and come to your own conclusion. We will chop it up in a live boxing talk with Raphie during the week sometime. That could be the topic of the Monday thing. That could be the main topic. Of course, we're going to have to cover the fight. That will take priority. So maybe that will be a Wednesday thing. But yes, it is certainly a very interesting topic. But just to touch on that the slightest little bit. We're talking about this card now. The Lomachenko v. Campbell. And that indeed is two little men. Two of the littler fellas headlining a card. And one interesting thing to note on that card is that these two little men are being supported by two heavyweights. And it has been said, I was listening to something on one of the bigger channels, one of the huge channels that, have press credentials there, have a table next to Eddie's table. And they were saying that you guys talking to Hughie Fury and Alexander Povetkin, they're saying you guys are actually carrying this card. People are coming to see you. People are coming to see you. Of course, there's going to be a percentage of people going there to see. There's going to be a percentage of people there to see Luke Campbell and Lomachenko, Vasiliy Lomachenko, of course. And we welcome in John Daly. How do you do, John Daly? Okay, John's not ready to talk right now, but can't hear him if he is talking. But yeah, so come in when you're ready, John. Yes, so this card is being apparently this card is being covered, or rather being supported heavily by the co-main event. Lace Hatcher in the building. This card is being carried largely by people who are going to see the heavyweights, who are the co-main event on this thing. So that is very interesting, and that ties into the topic which I'll be covering later in the week or the next week, which is the hypothesis by some that if you're not particularly a fan of the lighter weight, then you are not a boxing fan. It's a philosophy with which I disagree. Feminine Angry Dwarf says, John, are you ready? No, can't hear John. I don't think we've had this problem on Streamlabs before. We had it on the other StreamYard. We had it on Streamlabs, but never on StreamYard, where I couldn't hear someone. Okay, John's dropped out. Okay, Feminine Angry Dwarf says it's a great card tonight, well worth the £20. That's for sure. Absolutely, Feminine Angry Dwarf, and that £20 has come from you guys, the subscribers. That £20 has come from you guys, the subscribers. And it has come via your donations. It's come from your donations. So to keep those lives coming strong, There is the link to make sure you get your donations in so we don't miss a PPV over here on RDCR. Make sure you get your donations in so you don't miss a PPV on RDCR, Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Okay, so the heavyweights are carrying the card. What's going on here? I've got a private message. What's going on here? I'll gain some compliments off some big people in the game. Big people in the game. You know, they have the opposite view. They have the opposite view to the green-eyed guy. The green-eyed guy is nothing in comparison to them. Big compliments. Okay. So, Fury v. Povetkin, I think is going to be good, says Pet. Yes. Fury v. Povetkin. That is what the bulk of the people buying tickets will be there to see. So it seems. Percentage-wise. The crowd are there for the big guys as well as the little guys, if not more so. What do I feel about let me go into StreamYard. Yes, I hear John's cooking. John's cooking up something. What's going on? He's got the grinder out. I can hear it. I can hear the grinder. I can hear the fork, mate. Are you using a fork or a spork? Are you using a fork or a spork, John? Come on. We have to answer the people need to know.
It's always a fork, Raphie.
John Dealey's not the type of man who'd use a spork. Please, people. Please. Have some damn respect. John, talk to me.
How you doing?
I'm good, my friend. I'm good indeed. You know, for future reference, John, you know, you're on your StreamYard, yeah?
Yeah.
It will give you the option to add a picture.
I know. I've just seen the option for the avatar. I've got to think through it carefully.
So for future reference, you know, you can just pick a picture, pick a flattering picture, and boom, you're good.
Well, I've been sticking to the one of me upside down, but no one seems to notice what I'm doing.
Yeah. It took me a long time for me to figure that one out. You're flying through the air, John.
Yeah.
You're flying through the air. It took me a hell of a long time. I was puzzled with that one, but I finally figured out it's you flying through the air.
Yeah.
And it's a good one. But yeah, just a quick thought on the thought that if you're not a particularly big supporter of the lighter weights, you are not a boxing fan.
Well, you know I'm a fan of the term casual anyway.
Yeah.
I just think it's a narrative of people who want boxing to remain unpopular.
Mm.
They stuck with it when other people weren't really interested, when arguably the Klitschko's had bored everybody to death with the heavyweight division.
Yes.
And they got into the lighter weights, which is fine if that's what you're into. But it's horses for courses. I find it's usually small gentlemen that enjoy the lighter weights.
Oh dear. You see, you know, some people whom I respect, whose opinion I respect, have the view that, you know, if you're not into the smaller weights, then you are deficient. You are somehow deficient. Almost they almost want to make it seem as if you are somehow a degenerate boxing fan if you are not a fan of the lighter weights. And I respectfully have to disagree with them. I'm not going to get too deep into it today because I've done a dossier on it. And we're going to chop that up. Hopefully you'll be able to join me one day in the week where we're going to chop that up. I've done a whole dossier. I've got numbers. I've got statistics, which explains who and why, and explains the demographic of the fans who are primarily supporters of the lighter weight.
Have you included a height scale in that, Raphie?
The height scale, I have not included a height scale, but let me give you a clue. I have included a geography scale.
Okay.
Sorry, carry on.
I just think a height scale would be interesting. I think most people are into lightweights at 5'6" or below.
I might look at that height scale thing and add it to the geography scale and the weight scale. I might look into that height scale. Yeah, it is. I've come up with some interesting facts. I've uncovered some interesting facts, which I will share when we chop this thing up. When we chop this thing up more deeper level. So not going to go into that now. Can get carried away and get deep into that. I'm not going to try and avoid doing that because we do the thing properly. We're going to do the thing properly and deeply sometime during the week. I'll take a sip of my coffee. Okay, the sun is shining over here in the Birmingham area. It's shining very well. Summer has not left us yet. Let me just take a look at this thing over here. That's going to tell me the date. It's the 31st of August. It's the last day of August, but the sun is still out. The sun is still out. So where are we? Okay, so we're going to chop up. Where are we? Where's the list? There's the list. Tyson Fury versus, Hughie Fury versus Povetkin. Alexander Povetkin. Okay. What is he, Russian or Ukraine? I think
he's Russian.
He's Russian. Okay. Right. So, as we know, the Klitschko brothers, they're Ukraine. Next to Russia, I think most of us will remember the little war that happened when Russia went back into the Ukraine to claim their upper hand. Listen, we're a different country, but we still are the big bosses. But the Ukraine are separate from Russia, independent to an extent, and very proud people. So there is a difference. So the Klitschko are from Ukraine, Povetkin, Russia. Okay, so how do I see this fight going? Two ways, one of two ways. Primarily, I favor the notion that Alexander Povetkin is going to be strong for the first 6 rounds. He's going to have Hughie Fury. Hughie Fury is going to try and plant his feet because Hughie Fury, this is his first fight under his new contract. He's newly signed to Matchroom. I think when Matchroom work with DAZN, so, his Matchroom stroke DAZN. I think Hughie Fury is going to try and make a point. He's going to try and plant his feet a little bit more than usual. If he does, he'll get the out. Hughie Fury needs to stay on his bike. If he stands in front of Alexander Povetkin, I see him getting knocked out within 6 rounds. Now, that's my first thought. That's my predominant thought. Secondarily, or attached to that, if Povetkin doesn't get, first of all, I looked at pictures of Povetkin in his current state, and he doesn't look as conditioned as he did when he fought Anthony Joshua. So I think if it goes beyond 6 rounds, the tables then turn somewhat in favor of Hughie Fury. And I think after 6 rounds, the fight favors Hughie Fury, running away, backpedaling as if he's on a unicycle, backpedaling, stepping back, running back, jogging back, and peppering, pushing out the jab, going to 12 rounds. So if Povetkin doesn't finish Fury within 6 rounds, I think it goes the distance. I think it's going to be a tale of two cities, a tale of two halves. The first half will belong, in my opinion, to Povetkin. Beyond 6 rounds, Hughie Fury wins the majority of those rounds, and it goes to points. It goes to points. Now, based on the fact that Povetkin is getting a little bit long in the tooth in this game now, if it goes 12 rounds, I expect the decision to go to Hughie Fury, because I can see Povetkin, who does not appear to the naked eye to be in the condition, as good a condition as he was versus Joshua. I would then imagine that Hughie Fury would win on points if it goes to points. But my first bet is that Povetkin stops Fury within 6 or 7 rounds. Well, that's my assessment on the fight. John Daly, come in with your thoughts.
I'm really interested in the way they've been talking. Hughie Fury's talking about getting a knockout, which we've never seen him do at any sort of level.
Mm-hmm.
And Povetkin's talking about boxing for 12 rounds. So they're both talking about doing the opposite of what you'd expect.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, Povetkin's good for about 6 rounds at this stage of his career, isn't he? He's not. He's getting old, and his gas tank isn't what it was. Potentially, it was assisted before.
Mm-hmm.
I have had an interesting thought about it, though. What if Hughie runs around for 7 to 8 rounds and then plants his feet?
Well, I think that would be a good idea. Because by then, if Hughie starts planting his feet after the 6th round, after the 6th or 7th round, then I think that would be a good idea. Because by then, I expect Povetkin, who doesn't look as good a condition as he did against Joshua, by then I expect Povetkin that's where he's vulnerable. I can't remember what round Povetkin got finished by. I think it was it the 6th round when Joshua?
I'm pretty certain it's 7.
Okay.
I can fact check that though.
Okay, yeah, if you fact check that for me, please, that would be great. I think it was around the 7th round when Joshua 6th or 7th round where Joshua finished Povetkin. And I think it's at that point where Povetkin start to get tired. It's around the 7th round where Povetkin starts to get tired. And obviously when he gets tired, he's vulnerable. So thinking about it now, I see it as a 50-50 fight. It's 50% in favor of Povetkin up to the 6th round. And then after the 6th round, it's 50% chance that Fury. It's a 50% chance that Fury takes care of Povetkin. So, well, I would percentage-wise, I would classify it as 60%. I'm giving it 60% in favor of Povetkin before the 7th round, and if it goes after that, then I feel it is Hughie Fury's fight. Hughie Fury seems to be in condition. I saw glimmers of abs, which is not normal for Hughie. I saw some glimmers of abs. So as far as conditioning is concerned, I think he is well conditioned for this fight. Come in, John Daly.
I don't want to look into too much about what Povetkin looks like, to be honest, because I think he went for broke against Joshua. I think he emptied his tank early. I think he thought his best chance was to hurt him quickly and potentially get him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But the only time he's been stopped early is Joshua, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I don't think had he been stopped before that?
No, he'd been down. Vlad put him down a few times, but he went the full 12.
Pulled him down as well, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, Vlad used to be pretty dirty.
Yeah.
And he's always looked a bit pudgy. He only doesn't look pudgy when there's no testing involved. The biggest question I've got is, even when Fury's being defensive against someone he knows can hurt him, he doesn't normally do enough to win the rounds. I thought Parker won that fight quite convincingly. I don't think Fury did enough in terms of punch output to really have any sort of claim. So there's a real risk that that's what we're going to see, isn't it?
Yeah. Even when he's comfortable against the higher echelon guys, and to be fair, he has fought. Who's the higher echelon guys he's fought? Parker was one.
Pulev.
And that's it. That's the second guy, Pulev. Pulev was his last serious fight. And perhaps the Hungary, I think he's Hungarian, and perhaps he would have taken some, because that went 12 rounds, didn't it? That went 12 rounds.
Didn't he get stopped on a cut? He went into the fight with an injury.
Yeah, he went into that fight,
and it opened up again, didn't it?
It opened up, but they to me, they stemmed. That was stemmed. The cut was stemmed. So he didn't keep on bleeding. Bro, I'm gonna bring up BoxRec. To see for sure what exactly happened. BoxRec, heavy, boom.
No, it's unanimous points. Yeah, you're right.
Unanimous. Let's share this. Let's share the screen. The entire screen. Let's go over to a BoxRec. Where is I think he was. There he is. Hughie Fury. Pulev v. What am I doing? Get back. Fury. Let's look at the bout. 12 rounds. Yeah, went to the scorecard. So that fight, that cut was stemmed. The cut was stemmed, and it went to 12 rounds. I think Hughie Fury is going to be looking at that fight and thinking, I could have done more. I could have done more. And so I think he's going to go into that fight, go into this fight. I think he's going to go into this fight thinking, yeah. If I keep behind the jab, if I stay behind the jab, then it could be a game changer. It could be a game changer. So yeah, I think that's going to be his game plan. Stay behind the jab with the right over. Left, right.
He just needs more volume with the jab. He needs to pump it for 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Something he doesn't do. Peppering it isn't going to be enough.
Peppering is not going to be enough, but it could be enough. Peppering is not going to be enough to finish the fight, but it could be enough to get him the points that he needs to win the fight.
I'm not sure it will, because there's not going to be enough on it to stop Povetkin from moving forward. So he's going to have to move and jab a lot to actually win the rounds on points, I think.
Well, I think that's his key to victory, because we know he's going to move. That's in his nature. We know he's going to move.
But normally he's a bit tight-fisted with the amount of jabs he throws.
That's going to have to change if he wants to win.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's gonna have to change if he wants to win. If he wants to win, he's gonna have to up the volume, and he's gonna have to periodically plant his feet. Certainly when he throws the right, he's gonna have to plant his feet for seconds, left, right. His keys to victory is the left, right, and move. Left, right, and move to the left. Left, right, move to the left. That's what he's gonna have to do all night. Left, right, move to the left, and you never know. If he does that often enough, he could catch Pulev with a nice right. He could catch Pulev with a nice right. Left, right, move to the left. Boom. Come over with the right hook. That's his key to victory. Hughie Fury's key to victory is the left, right, a consistent left, right move to the left, and boom, left hook. If he wobbles Povetkin, who is kind of long in the tooth now, then I think after the left, right move to the left hook, boom, right uppercut. I'm calling it now. If Fury gets a stoppage, which he never tends to do against the higher echelon guy, but if he does, it will be as a result of a left, right move to the left hook, right uppercut. That is my assessment of the fight. Your final words on this topic, John Daly, before we move on to the headline.
He has got a nice uppercut. I've just never seen him put any power on it.
If he puts power on it, that could be a game changer.
That could really work for him in the later rounds.
Yeah.
I'd be quite happy seeing him tripling the jab to the chest, just to keep him at bay, just to stop him walking forward.
Yes,
because
yes.
He can move his head for that kid. So just hit the bigger target. Don't worry about hitting the head to start off with. Jab, and jab some more until we get to round 6.
Yeah. I don't see him tripling the jab, to be honest, because
I don't think he will. It's too much effort for him.
It's too much effort for him.
He doesn't like to do it. But.
He doesn't like to do that at all. But the idea of aiming for the chest is a good one, because Povetkin ducks in, and if he puts a downward arc on that shizzle, that could be good, because he could accidentally catch him on the jaw. So aim for the chest, go for angles, go for the hook maybe rather than the straight jab. Go for a kind of modified, a kind of hybrid jab with a bit of an arc on it.
Triple G's got a good one of those. He's got like a hybrid jab uppercut. Which would be really good against Povetkin. I don't know how easy it is to use that punch.
Well, boom, the hybrid jab, which is kind of a bit of a hook. It's about bringing the elbow up. So bringing the elbow up to shoulder level with a slight downward arc, aiming for the chest. If Povetkin's jaw is in the way, that could work out very, very well for stop sharing. That could work out very, very well for Hughie Fury. Rule 504 says a Hughie Fury stoppage. Wow. Yeah, that would be a wow. But if he doesn't stop him, he could wobble him. And that counts big. Wobble him with a left hook. And then come under with the right uppercut to the chest area, maybe accidentally catch him on the jaw. I think that's the keys to victory for Hughie Fury. Okay, so we're moving on. Well, before we move on, I'm going to get a little bit into the chat before we cover the main fight on the card. Let me go into the chat for a little bit. Feminine Angry Dwarf says, I'm a little surprised by the amount of love Loma has got from the casuals. But I'm always excited to watch him fight. As long as Luke does himself proud, it's all gravy. Yeah, for our foreign visitors, the term all gravy means all good. All good. Okay, what else are we saying here? Feminine Angry Dwarf says, yeah, if Povetkin is going to catch him, he's going to have to do it early. He's going to have to chase Fury around to get him. Yeah, certainly. Can't see Fury stopping Povetkin unless he's literally empty of energy. Like Yard. Yeah. Povetkin is kind of a 4-round guy, says Rue 504. Yeah, I'll give him a couple more rounds than that. I'll give him up to round 6. Feminine Angry Dwarf, I thought Hughie was a better looking prospect than Tyson, but he never blossomed. He's good, but he's not that good. Can get out of trouble well, but his round winning work is not good enough. Yep. Good points. Does he ever plant his feet, says Feminine Angry Dwarf? Rarely. Not against the higher upper echelon guys. Rue 504 says a Hughie Fury stoppage. Wow, it would be wow. Feminine Angry Dwarf. If Povetkin is shattered, I could see him going down, but that's a big call. It is a very, very big call. Okay, and so we get into the main card, the main fight. We get into the main fight, which is Lomachenko, Vasiliy Lomachenko versus Luke Campbell. Okay, when I bring this up on BoxRec, do you want to offer some opinions, John?
Well, I'm still trying to work out how Campbell can win. He's got to do things he doesn't normally do. He likes to have a boxing match, which isn't the best plan against Loma.
Yeah.
But he's got huge reach advantage, and he must have some sort of power advantage over him.
Presumably.
So can he do something to hurt him? And I've been wondering how he can hurt him. Because he's such a slippery customer, I don't think he can land on him clean.
Yeah, that is the problem. That is the problem, landing on.
But maybe you should just try and target the body, because Loma doesn't really throw hurtful punches. It's just an accumulation.
Yeah.
So if you went to the body early, would that be enough to slow Loma down? But again, I mean, it's just a huge task, isn't it?
Huge task.
If he goes a distance and he's brave and he tries well, I still think he'll get quite a lot of credit.
Yeah. Luke Campbell is very much the outsider. Luke Campbell is very much the outsider in this thing, and not many people are giving him a chance, which is understandable, seeing as Lomachenko is being considered as one of the big shouts, one of the top shouts for pound right about now. Luke Campbell certainly has his work cut out.
I think the other factor that no one's really putting into the equation is Luke Campbell hasn't really done that well when he's really stepped up to the top tier, has he?
That is a factor in the equation. That's a big factor in the equation. My keys to victory, and first of all, victory is unlikely for Luke Campbell, but my keys to victory, when I've thought about it, the only things I can think of is for Luke Campbell to fight in a way that he doesn't normally fight. So that automatically puts him at a disadvantage if he's trying to fight in a style that he's not accustomed to fighting in. But yet, to me, that's the only way I see him winning. The only way I see him winning is by making the fight scrappy, by making Lomachenko feel uncomfortable, by using shots behind the ear on Loma, constantly changing angles, constantly being where Lomachenko doesn't want him to be. It relies on a lot of foot movement. It relies on hooks. It relies on hooks to the left temple, to the right temple, change direction. Keep on changing direction. Keep on moving in. Keep on putting himself in a position where Lomachenko does not want him to be. Constant foot movement. Lot of hooks. I think the left hook, the right straight, moving in the opposite direction, constant lateral movement. As soon as he lands a shot, he's got to move in the opposite direction. If he lands a right, he's got to move. Sorry. Whichever punch he lands, he's got to move further in that direction. Is there a row going on in the household, John?
It's just the kids. It's just the kids. It's a YouTube row, to be honest.
That's cool.
My daughter on her iPad. The only thing with that theory that you've just done there, Raphie, is you've got to have better footwork than Loma.
Yeah, which is almost impossible to do at this stage in the game.
What about doing the Klitschko grab, jab and grab style?
I'm including that dirty. It's got to be. I don't want to use the word dirty, but that is ultimately what I feel. It's got to be. Luke has got to. I've used the term before. Dirty boxing. He's got to hit and grab. If anybody who's watched the Klitschko, the Vasiliy versus Povetkin, I think it's got to incorporate a little bit of that hit and grab the head, pull down. Excuse me, pull down the head, left hook, right hook, or left hook, right straight, and move. Dance around, opposite direction, constant lateral movement, hooks whenever he can. I think it's going to be a hook. He's got to be a hooker. He's got to be a hooker in this fight, and he can't stand in front of him. Cannot stand in front of him. He's got to, even with just the right hook, Loma comes forward again, another right hook, jump back. Lateral and diagonal movement away. No stepping in, very rare stepping in. Stepping in if he moves in the wrong direction. If he gives him a right hook and Loma steps forward but in the wrong direction, come in with a left hook, uppercut, hybrid, grab the head, hold him tight, trying to choke his head a little bit, cut off his hair, and then on the break, maybe catch him with a little sneaky one on the break. Luke has got to fight in a manner in which he doesn't normally fight. What is the possibility of that? Minimal. But that's the only way I see Luke winning, fighting in a way which he doesn't fight. Is that likely? I don't know. But that's my key to victory for Luke Campbell. What say you, John Dealey?
I want to see him hold him a bit.
Yeah.
Hit him in the ribs every time he's holding him.
Mm-hmm.
Work the body as much as he can to see if he can actually slow him down.
Yeah.
Because if you're getting close to Loma, the punches aren't going to hurt that much for the first few rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can use those couple of rounds to hurt him to the body, it's his footwork that's peerless, isn't it?
Yes.
So if you can slow him down in any way, that's your best chance. The other thing is, he's going to have to be blowing up to be a lot heavier than Loma. He's such a bigger man.
Yeah.
Just use that weight to lean on him like Tyson Fury does. Lean on him, make him tired. Anything he can do to stop those legs working.
100%. And if you can get him on the ropes, then all the better. Get him on the ropes, time up, and then get some hooks to the body, to the rib cage, the floating rib, the odd liver punch, the kidney punch.
Yes, definitely.
Get him on the rope and get him with some kidney punches. If you can kind of get him to slip out to the ropes, between the ropes, then all the better. Cookie's a little guy. Chuck him out the ropes. You know,
push him through the ropes, get him to injure his Achilles.
I don't know. I hope the BO, the British Board of Boxing Control, aren't listening to this. I'm talking about some uncomfortable, certainly some techniques which might be frowned upon by Queensberry rules specialists. But Campbell has got to fight him Campbell has got to make Lomachenko feel uncomfortable.
He's got to maximise his physical advantages because that's the biggest thing he's got on Loma.
Yes.
He's got to avoid any sort of skill contest because he can't win.
Yes. Exactamundo. He's got to make Loma feel uncomfortable in there. He cannot come in fighting clean. He just can't. He can't win a clean contest. He's got to make it a little bit dirty. He's got to make it uncomfortable. He's got to be unconventional. He's got to move in positions where Loma doesn't want him to be. He's got to be constantly moving, constant lateral movement, constant diagonal movement, and on every time he moves, he changes position. He's got to put one on Loma, some part of his body. Maybe starting hitting the shoulders.
Shoulders, arms, anything.
Anything.
Just make contact.
100%. One of my best shots ever in sparring was when I aimed for a guy's shoulder. It slipped off his shoulder, caught him square in the jaw, and he stood stationary for another 10 seconds. It was unintentional. He was a friend of mine.
He's still your friend, Raphie?
He's still my friend, but for 10 solid seconds when he stood stationary, he certainly wasn't my friend. I could see evil thoughts going through his mind. And that was from a shot which was aimed at the shoulder, landed on the shoulder, and slipped off and caught him nastily, very nastily in the jaw. Very nasty shot, which was aimed at the shoulder, slipped off, and caught him square on the lower mandible. I did apologize. It was not intentional, but it was a hell of a shot. One hell of a shot. Okay, let's go into the chat for the final time. What do we have here? Unbiased. What is it? Unbiased or biased boxing talk. What time does the fight start? I'm expecting it. I don't know. I haven't got it up. John, could you look that up?
Yeah, I'll find that out.
Yeah, my best guess is around the 10 p.m. mark. It's a UK fight, of course. So my best guess is between 10 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. We're waiting on confirmation for that. Where are we? Scrolling down. Luke says, Feminine Angry Dwarf. Luke is a good enough fighter to be able to at least try to use his size to his advantage, to be able to be competitive. But Loma will still get through relatively easily, says Feminine Angry Dwarf. Rue 504 says Vlad was a master at the jab and grab. Absolutely. He's my favorite heavyweight of all time. Damn, Rue, that's interesting. But during their reign, when I switched off, I just turned off from the heavyweight division. Nepal Boxing, what is it? Boxlanos. Nepal Boxlanos. Good to see you in the chat. I haven't seen you in the chat for a while. I hope Campbell can pull it off. Indeed, that would be great. Have you found anything yet, John?
Yeah, 10 o'clock to expected ring walk. 10
p.m. kickoff ring walk. 10 p.m. ring walk for the main event of Lomachenko v. Campbell. Feminine Angry Dwarf says, Vlad never fought Loma. a Loma-like opponent. That is true. Somebody as good as Loma would turn Lad's tricks to his own advantage. I'd say his best chance is from distance, but to be honest, I just can't see anything working. Well, I think Vlad's trickiest opponent may have been Fury. And Fury kind of nullified him with just his movement. Fury nullified him with his movement, and Vlad did that thing which I don't like, just the stick in the hand out to use it as a measuring stick or to keep the guy off. But then that's a measuring stick for the opponent.
I think Fury beat Vlad in the pre-match build-up, really.
In the mind.
Yeah, because Vlad won the last 2 rounds once he actually started throwing his hand.
Yeah. What's that again?
In my opinion, Vlad won the last 2 rounds.
Yes.
When he finally started throwing his hand.
Yes, I agree with that. But it took him forever and a day to finally realize that that's what he had to do. He was trying to measure him, trying to get him in the perfect spots. And then by around 10, he figured out that he was never going to get Fury in the perfect spot. So he just had to throw.
I think the other thing he realised by then was Fury wasn't throwing anything hard enough for him to worry about. Because he's so safety first.
Exactly. 100%. Rule 504. Whatever works. Rule 504. Luke Campbell has a shot, but Loma is too much. I have Loma by a split decision. Rule 504. 2019 has been the year of upsets, so we will see. Good point. Feminine Angry Dwarf. Lad was always that safety first kind of guy. Yeah, it wasn't. It worked against him. It worked for him in many times, but sometimes the thing that works for you can work against you. And we saw that in the Vlad Klitschko versus the Tyson Fury fight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have given you coming on 1 hour and 25 minutes in this lunchtime boxing talk with Raphie, joined by John Daly. So, John, your final words on the card tonight.
I think the Eastern Europeans are going to have a clean sweep.
Whoa. Very possible.
I actually, unless I see something from Hughie that I've never seen him do, I think he loses, and we're struggling to find a way for Campbell to win.
Yes, very, very, very. It's a big struggle. It's a hell of a struggle. I'd like to see it happen. The chance of it happen, I put it at 30%. Luke Campbell winning, 30% chance, and some may say I'm being over optimistic. But if he employs a dirty boxing strategy, continual and constant lateral and diagonal movement away from Loma, let Loma come to him, pop him, diagonal movement in the same direction or opposite, diagonal movement to one side or the other, constant, lateral movement, that is, lateral movement one side or the other. Wherever he hits him, he's got to move in the opposite direction until Loma figures that out, which might be pretty quickly, and then he has to reverse the tactic, hit him, and move in the same direction. So it's going to have to be a consistent, almost like you need a consistent computer algorithms analysis going on every round. They have to have a new strategy every single round. Luke Campbell's corner has to give him a new strategy or a refinement on the strategy that he's using, a subtle nuance. I'm looking forward to it. It's a thinking man's fight. I'm very much looking forward to the main event and the co-main event. It's going to be a nice night tonight. Join me. I've got to get in contact with Sky to sent me an email saying something. I've got to respond to them and then order the PPV. And by the way, the PPV is being funded by Scott 70 of Scotland. What's that guy's name now? It's slipping my mind. Who's that second guy? I mentioned him at the beginning of the show, so no problem. James. What is it, James?
James Clayton, is it?
No. I forgot his name, but I did mention him at the beginning of the show. And the PED, the 3 Scottish guys, have funded 75% of the PPV payment, and also we got 25% contribution from Ireland. No UK guys have stepped forward with any donations yet, all funded by donations from your fellow subscribers. So, as a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, let me...
Has summer fired up?
say that again.
Has summer fired up? Basically.
Yeah, let me get this PayPal link in there. That's how the Scotsmen funded this PPV. The PayPal link is there. That's how they funded the PPV for your delectation. Let me get the Twitter link in there also. Copy and where are we? And paste. So there we have the PayPal link. There you have the Twitter link. The like button is there in front of you. The share button is there in front of you. Share. The more people that share, the more people that see this thing. The more people that see this thing, the more donators we have. The more donators we have, the more content for you, our loyal subscribers. So hit all of those vitals. Hit the vitals. The like button, the subscribe button, the Twitter button, the donate button. And with this, a wrap. It's a wrap. Thank you to the subscribers who donated. The live stream tonight will be courtesy of them. It's being paid for by them. Become one of them. Is there anything else to say? John Dealey said his final words. My final words is, yep. All being well, I'm going to contact Sky to send me an email. I'm going to go back, do whatever I need to do, order the pay-per-view, and all being well, we will have a pay-per-view tonight. Is Heinrich Schmitz in here? Which time does the event start? Yeah, the event starts around 6 p.m. UK time. So I think you're in Germany. You're 1 hour ahead of us. So it'll be 7 p.m. your time. I think we'll start over here. Raphie Dawkins will start around 8 p.m. So that gives us a 2-hour lead up into the main card. Anybody who wishes to join live on John Daly, you're most welcome to jump on live. Anybody else who wants to jump on live so we can chop it up live, you are most welcome.
I should be all right to get on, Raphie.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. It's always good to bounce some ideas off during these lives. Heinrich Schmitz in the building. Don't forget to get your donation in, Heinrich. Keep the content flowing. Keep the content going. It's the Raphie Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It is the thanks for John Dealey joining me. Thank you for you, the guys in the chat, joining me and contributing towards the discussion. It's the see you at around 8 p.m. tonight with the live show. So it's the likes, it's the comments, it's the shares, it's the boxing talk with Raphie, it's the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio, it's the John Dealey, it is the Heinrich Schmitz, it's the Rue 504, it's the Feminine Angry Dwarf, it is the who else we got? It's the No Pal Boxing Lanos. Who else we got? We're scrolling on. We are scrolling on. It's the Pedmeister. It's the Lace Hatcher. It's the AD. Who else we got? Who else? It's the Johnny Blaze 33. And who else we got? It's the Red Gloved Militant. It's the Boxing Live, Lunchtime Boxing Talk with Raphie. The like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the share, it's the hitting that bell icon. Stay updated with news and notifications. And it's the peace. We out. Till later. Blessed.